very good evening to all our viewers and welcome back to another edition of Evening Review. My name is Philip Joseph and I will be your host in today's episode. As for this evening, I am joined by David Mathews, a resident of Windhoek's Havana settlement, where he will be touching and discussing and also going into depth on the health risk that the community has been experiencing for the past couple of years, where stormwater and sewage has been passing through their homes. Mr. Mathews, welcome to our show and thank you for making the time.
Thank you very much. It's both a privilege and an honor to be here. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Mathews, just before we delve into today's discussion, can you just tell us whether that issue is affecting the entire Havana community or just a specific area?
To be quite specific, so this is the area of Bethany Street. So Bethany Street, you find it in the corner of that Bethany Street and Peter Enias Nanyemba. So there is a bridge that was constructed and by some road constructors. I don't know by whose instruction, City of Windhoek or the Namibian government. So, and this bridge spills not only drainage water that comes with rubbish, all sorts of rubbish that is washed away from, Peter Enias Nanyemba, but also the drainages. This is the sewer systems. Every now and then they are dysfunctional. They spill into the locality and then it sweeps into these people's homes. This has been since 2023 to up to today, so we don't know what is happening. We reported this to the powers that be, to the local municipality officials, so they came on the scene to see, but nothing has been done yet, and then people's properties have been damaged. This poses a health risk to people, so because should you come into our houses when it rains or when this dysfunctional of the sewer systems are ongoing, so you cannot even eat, you cannot even sleep. It's really, really bad. We have no idea who gave an instruction for a bridge to be constructed in this manner that spill rubbish in the midst of human beings, seriously.
But Mathews, speaking of the construction of the road, let's take a look at the demarcation that happened before the road was constructed, or before the road was constructed, and through that process when you guys were demarcated. Did these contractors and City of Windhoek have discussions with the community as to what is going to happen in terms of them constructing a road with a proper sewage drainage that can not affect the communities in the long run? Fortunately and unfortunately, you cannot stand you cannot stand in the way of development. It has to take place. But it's quite unfortunate that when these kind of things happen, especially when the bridge was constructed as such that it spills rubbish in the midst of human beings. So nobody was informed about this, that this is going to happen. Only then, when the community saw, so a lot of people went there, so the community leaders went to the bridge. They decided, they tried to speak to these officials, the engineers responsible for the construction of the road. So they tried to appeal that they should perhaps do something so that this water does not come in the midst of people. But then the answer from these engineers were like, they were just given instructions to build the road and the bridge as such, but they don't have any further power to divert or do anything else, unless otherwise it has to go to the City of Windhoek itself, or to the local government or the central government. And that's what happened. And then even before we know it, even just a few raindrops, I'm telling you, everybody will feel this. You see, it sweeps into people's homes, then it goes through, all the rubbish goes into these people's houses, and you just wonder, what kind of a life is this? In the country where there are laws. So, because when you look at Article 10 of the Namibian Constitution, that is Chapter 3, so it says all people are equal before the law, and human people should not be discriminated on the basis of geographical location,
economic status or social background, perhaps because these people here, they live in this type of homes, you know, they are sheikhs, and the way they are here, they don't live in lavish houses as such. So why are these people being discriminated as such in the first place? They were not consulted that something like this is going to be, to be constructed in their midst. At the end of the day, when they try to concur with the powers that be for something to be done for the safety and health of the human beings living here, but it has taken this long. So we have written a number of letters. This is the last letter we wrote through our councillor. So the councillor of Moses Harweb is in such a manner that he is a very good human being, because then when you tell him things like this, he will tell you, no, let's write a letter. Let's see, we forward it to those who are responsible. But then even when meetings are called by the regional council, I mean, our regional, our constituency councillor. Mm-hmm. So the municipality officials do not even come to this, so we can air these views, so they can listen to us and see perhaps how they can come in to help us. But how else are we going to get help and assistance for this to be diverted, I mean, from the midst of human beings? Because I'm telling you, not only rubbish as it rains, but human waste that comes with dirty water, and that's where you see some worms this big with tails. Seriously, something, how, until when is this going to be ongoing like this? I mean, this is a serious health risk, and somebody has to do something.
Mm-hmm. So if we have to talk about the drainage and the storm water that has gone through the people's home, to what extent were people's properties damaged?
I'm telling you, so should it happen that you are invited to come and see what happens, not only one home, but most of the homes that are affected, so especially in this area. Mm-hmm. So you'll find beddings, if you have books on the floor, cupboards, that's it. You know, these things have been damaged until now. You go to certain people's houses, you go into, whether it's in the sitting room, kitchen, or in the bedrooms, there is a sting, there is a smell. So it's not only the damage to the properties, but you know, this is also damage to human health.
Okay, speaking of damage to human health, let's speak about the issue on the ground before the construction of the road. If we have to go down memory lane, the area itself, if you ask people around, there's been this trend where people often just throw rubbish away in the midst of people's homes whatsoever. You find rubbish that has been piled up even behind someone's residence, or even in riverbeds. And given the fact that you guys have mentioned that the stormwaters have contributed to that, what about the responsibility of the community of taking actions at least to clean up some of these issues that have been ongoing for the past years?
Well, you know, when it comes to that, there are a number of times where we invited, you know, the municipality officials, let's say lately now, that they should at least come in, give education and awareness to our people, so that everybody know how rubbish and all this type of garbage should be dumped. And so that, you know, we are also, I mean, because they say it's also our responsibility to make sure that we live in a clean area. But then sometimes, you know, how we dump rubbish, you find it on the road, and then when it rains, it comes spill into our houses. Yes. As such, perhaps people were not properly informed that, okay, you should dump the rubbish in plastic bags, or sometimes they will say they don't have plastic bags that have to be picked up every now and then. Because, so like we say, it's also our responsibility, but it's also the local municipalities' responsibility to make sure that people are properly informed where to dump rubbish, how to dump rubbish. So it has to come from both sides. So that's why we have been now requesting they come in, educate the people, so that people are made properly aware this rubbish should be dumped how and where. So, and then should somebody not to do that, because this is a country with laws, of course. I mean, if people are not following, of course, I mean, penalties should I mean, people should be given penalties. So I mean, for dumping rubbish irresponsibly. So where we are at the moment, so we need the local municipality to come in, educate the people, so that we know exactly how things should be dumped. So we get away exactly from this condition. So we are not happy with this condition.
Okay. But just before we get into the topic itself, speaking of awareness, if City of Windhoek comes out and says they have brought that to the people of Havana settlement and they always just fall on deaf ears, what can you say about that?
Quite lately, I mean, I have lived in this area for quite some time now. 2006 is a long time ago. So I cannot remember some time around these years when they came in, I mean, with this type of education and awareness. But so to say, most of the people who live here, they also know what are your responsibilities supposed to be as far as now dumping rubbish and all this is concerned. But should they come in, inform us, educate us? I think that would be another good way to go so that we can get out of this problem.
Okay. So, viewers, just with that said, we will take a short break, and after that, we will get into more depth regarding today's topic. Yes, welcome back, viewers. I am still joined by David Mathews in today's edition of Evening Review, where he will be touching more on the health risk posed on the ongoing matters in Windhoek's Havana settlement. Mr. Mathews, just to go back on the topic you were touching regarding the letters, how has the community come together to address these issues to the respective authorities? Have you guys reached out to the office of your regional councillor?
As a community, because we have leadership, there are community leaders in the area. We always, with this consent, we always come together with the community and see how best we can perhaps have this matter addressed so that the problems are alleviated. So we get together through the arrangement that is there. I mean, with the leadership, we report it to our councillor. So most of the time when the councillor invites community meetings, so he invites City of Windhoek officials who are responsible for this specific matters, but most of the time they don't come. We don't know, perhaps due to this and that arrangement, we don't know. But then, so the councillor himself, he tries his very best, and because you understand, he works together with these people because so to say, he has to coordinate, to call them in, to listen to our direct answers, our direct problems, to get direct answers from them. When and how are they going to come in? But so they do not show up. We don't know. So perhaps now it's a new year. They have a new management, and the matters are this ongoing. They are more problematic now. So, especially with the letter we wrote now, this is 16th of January. So we hope this from now on they are going to perhaps answer us so we can get out of these problems. Because like last time it rained was on this 1st of February, that was this last Sunday.
Yes.
So the local councillor was called in by our coordinators and the section leaders because they also saw this problem, as has been ongoing. So he came in, City of Windhoek officials, some officials from the engineering department came in, the new mayor came in. So perhaps because of the new management, maybe they are going to do something, but we really, really need help. That's why we decided as a community to get together, write a letter like this, through our councillor. He has reported already, so he does not take time because he is always on hand to give an ear and to see what is the problem. Because the most important thing is if somebody is informed about this kind of problems, you come in, you see what is happening, because they say seeing is believing. So we are waiting to see how long they will take, unless otherwise, should it rain tonight or today, right now, I'm telling you, we are in trouble. It's the same predicament. Should the dysfunctional of the drainages, of this now, the sewer systems, go on as such again, it's the same problem. And maybe you ask questions like, what is the lifespan of someone who lives in this area with consistent problems like this? We don't know. That's why we really, really need help.
Mr. Mathews, sorry for cutting you there.
Yes.
But just speaking of lifespan and the health risk posed regarding the members of your community, has there been any visible and reported cases of people that have been affected by the stormwater and sewage drainage?
You mean individual matters, individual cases?
Yeah, just people that have come out openly to say, look,
every now and then, you come to our area, everybody, even like as we speak, you see, you can see how I'm speaking. I have a flu. I don't know. So every now and then you have a flu, and ever since the whole time, people have been going to the clinics. It's hepatitis, it's whatever, lung issues, or all those type of dreadful diseases. Of course, people are not well in this area, in our area. It's because of these things.
Okay, and given the fact that there is a new management within the local authorities, given the fact that we've just come out of the local authorities and regional elections, what do you guys, as a representative speaking on behalf of your community, what do you guys expect from the local authorities as well as the regional office? Because it's easy to ask for help, but what exactly do you guys want to be done in order for you to?
So we believe, because it's a new management, perhaps they will hit the ground not only running but perhaps flying, so as to make sure that they provide the best quality for all the residents of Windhoek. Like I don't know if I'm not saying it as such. These are one of the slogans of City of Windhoek. So of course, I mean, these are new people in the office. Although most of them have been here and done that, they will want to do their best. That's why. So we want them to come to us. I mean, come to our aid and make sure this problematic matter now is resolved by diverting the bridge to somewhere else, so that this dirty water does not come out anymore in the midst of human beings. I believe we have some confidence. We have confidence into them as much as we have confidence into the activities of our local councillor, our constituency councillor. So with this coordination, we believe they will work together and alleviate this. I mean, make sure this matter is alleviated once and for all.
Okay, but you see, your settlement is prone to riverbeds, whether it's existing ones or ones created from stormwater issues or drainage whatsoever. But given that fact, if City of Windhoek does come through and decide to help the community by, let's say, creating a drainage or a riverbed that creates a free flow of all this waste, what then will the community do if these issues of dumping waste still continues? Because it's easy for City of Windhoek to help the community, but then again we find issues where we come across ignorant community members who do not abide by the law, who do not respect other individuals. What then happens to them, even though awareness is created in instances like that?
Wow.
City of Windhoek might say, yes, one thing, it's easy to give a fine, but stopping this isn't easy, because I can see a riverbed, I have waste in my hand, I dump it. What then will you as a representative and community members do to help the community stay away from all these health risks posed against you guys?
Yeah, well, that's a very good question there. I mean, I see where it's going now. Should this happen? Should that happen? So it will be our very own responsibility, as the leadership, to make sure that people are sensitized, that people well understand. Because then, should that happen, the municipality will have to come in and make sure that they hold meetings, so people are informed, educated, made aware that, okay, should it happen that, so we came in, the matter is alleviated and people are still dumping rubbish now, wherever they like. I mean, penalties should take place. That such is the law. We live in a life, we live in the world, there are laws, and laws should be respected and abided to, so that we can live as healthy human beings. I mean, living, it's, like they say, you are independent, you live in an independent country, but you have you have to be responsible. So it's also you make sure it's your responsibility to make sure your environment is clean and you abide by the laws. So I mean, we welcome the municipality. I mean, we will thank the municipality very, very much to come. I mean, so should they come in, but the question is, how long will it take?
Okay, Mr. Mathews, just before we conclude, the very last question is, if this request from your community falls on deaf ears, what is the community planning on doing if these issues persist? Are you guys looking at going on a strike?
Wow, that's a good question, and it can be a very difficult question. So because, strikes, there are rules to hold strikes or to make strikes. I mean, we will go back to, the leadership will go back to the regional councillor's office, because most of the directives we get from there. So, okay, let's do this, let's do what? Because then, of course, there will be meetings. He will hold meetings. He will make sure that municipality knows about this, especially after these letters were delivered. So we will see now how long it takes, and then we will see how best this can be addressed. So because only when we are working together, not that perhaps whatever type leadership does not have to be on people's shoulders, on people's heads. This is about mutual understanding, mutual respect, so that everything else is addressed properly in the most suitable manner that suit human beings best going forward.
Okay, I mean, you've touched quite on a lot, Mr. Mathews, but now that brings us to the end of our episode this very evening. I would just like to say thank you very much for joining us and making the time.
Thank you very much. And I mean, we believe yesterday's history, today's construction for tomorrow's discovery. So having seen the problems, the challenges, it's always best that our leaders come to us. So this is, say, the Minister of Urban and Local Governments, the Prime Minister who is head of government, so if they can look into these kind of things, so that, I mean, everybody work together, so that you help your communities, you help your people, you will live in a happy and healthy country. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Yes, viewers, that was Mr. David Mathews, Havana community representative, who touched on today's topic, where we looked at some of the health risks that were posed from the stormwater and sewage drainage that have stormed through their homes for the past 2 to 3 years. I would just like to say thank you for tuning in today's episode. This is me, Philip Joseph, your host, signing out.